Hi everyone, welcome to Coffee with Colleen. I hope that you are all having a great day, and those of you who listen to this later, I hope that your day is going well as well. And I'm so excited for today because I have a special guest. Her name is Kelley Poling. I'm not going to tell you how we met yet because I want to have that conversation with her when she joins us, but yeah, I'm so excited. She is a model. She modeled. She's an actress. She also is a consultant for businesses. She does classical fencing. There's a whole list, so I've got to check out my list here. And also, she's a violinist. She plays the fiddler. She does public relations and business consultant, what I said. And and she's just been. Her and I have known each other for about, I think it's been 2 years. I'll have to double check with her, but for a little while. And I'm so glad that how we met. Which again, I'm making you guys wait a while to find out. But let's just see if she is on and see if I can just pull her on. Let me just see here on Facebook. So those of you listening on Instagram, if you want to see Kelley's face, you can pull her up on your Facebook page. If you don't have Facebook, I will eventually put it on Instagram, but you will hear her voice. So let's just see here. I'm going to, and also, just so you all know, if you do have any questions for her during the show, you can totally type up your questions and we'll get to them. Hi, Jules. Hi, JG Music and Sounds. Thanks for joining us. Let's see, let me look her up and just invite her. Tag friends. Yay. Oh, there she is. Okay. There. Done doing that. So, I know that some of you who have been faithful followers are probably wondering, I haven't done, I usually do, there's Kelley. I usually do this, I used to do this every week, but now I'm doing it once a month and having a special featured person. And here she is. Okay, so I'm going to pull her on. Make sure my iPad got my iPad and my iPhone here. So let's make sure it's turned up loud. Yay! You guys are up for a treat. Really excited. And she will be appearing any moment now. So fun. I hope that you all are doing well. I don't know about you all wherever you're at, but California has been raining a lot and super windy. We had this huge windstorm recently. I'm going to try it again. There we go. And it was amazing. Hey, John. I'm so glad to see that you're on, John. I'm so excited. And anyways, but it's been getting warmer, so that's nice. But today we're going to chat about her journey, Kelley Poling's journey. We're going to chat about creativity. Oh, it's Kelley! Hello!
Yay! I was having technical issues.
I'm glad it worked out. I'm commenting on your pink. I love pink. It's my favorite color right now. So I almost wore all pink. I should have just gone with my first instinct. But you look beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Spring.
Yeah.
Pink is spring.
Yes, pink is spring. I love pink. Pink is just amazing. Pink's a good color. Hey, Mom. My mom's on Instagram.
Hi, Mom.
Yay! So how have you been?
I'm so busy. Oh my God.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it's good. I just got off of another call before I got on this one, so I'm knocking them up, or setting them up, knocking them down. Is that how you?
Yeah. I think that's good. I know. I love your posts. I've been hearing oh, I just booked it. Just booked another, and then I've been seeing different interviews you've been having also, which has been fun to see. You're just so popular right now. It's amazing. We just say yes to that. Continuing.
Yes, right?
Yep, yes, and exactly. Totally improv role there. Yes.
Yeah.
I told them that we've known each other for about 2 years now. I think that's about right. Is that correct? And we,
our first fun film, it was a competition film,
yes,
right?
it was.
Like the best thing that came out of that was you.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you, honestly. That literally, you are the best thing that came out of that for me also. It was a,
I got you and a stalker.
what'd you say?
I got you and a stalker.
Oh,
yeah, that was fun.
that's great. Is that stalker done with now, hopefully?
Oh yeah. Thank goodness I live in a gated community. We'll just put it that way.
That's good. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad that's done. Oh my gosh. I didn't receive a stalker, so I just got you, thankfully. Aw. Well, amazing. Okay, so we gave I want to actually give more details. So like you said, it's a competition movie. It was very interesting, very quirky, but it's cool because when I first met you, when we're doing the read through, I remember thinking I didn't know anyone there, and I was just kind of like, what's this gonna be, this experience? Because the director had big dreams for such a small thing, and I didn't know what to expect. And it was fun to finally connect with you during filming, and just
yes.
Actually, it was that night, wasn't it? The overnight filming where we had to film a party scene, and we just connected.
That's one with the house with the swing inside the house.
Yeah.
And when everybody went outside, I'm like, let's play on the swing.
That's awesome.
That was fun though. I mean, like I said, it was a fun experience. It was so fast paced. His dreams were bigger than probably the competition itself. But we were all on board, so
yeah, we were, which was good. So, but yeah, so there you have it, everyone. A little sneak peek of how we met through an acting gig, which is cool. I'm going to go ahead and have you share your coffee mug. Do you have a favorite coffee mug?
Oh, I have two of them because one just came in today. This was my first one because it must have broke. It says Combat Con on it. Oh gosh, the ring.
It's a decoration on your there.
Combat Con it's broken in 5 million places and glued back together. I don't think it'll make it through, that longer, but it's one of my favorite events that I do. It sounds funny. It's a con, but we just sword fight from people all over the world. It's held in Vegas, and we haven't been able to do it, and I miss it very much. So this is my fencing things. The one that just came today, and I'm on this app called Clubhouse a lot lately. And so there's a room in there called Raiders Coffee House. It's like Raiders Coffee Talk, and it's a bunch of directors. It's people in the industry giving advice or just talking to each other. And he has a little charity that the proceeds benefit children with learning disabilities. So he's doing some. So that it came today, so I didn't think I was going to get it on.
That's so cool. That's so.
And
can you move?
Yeah, if you happen to go on Club, hit up this room. It's actually probably one of the funnest rooms on the whole app.
Cool.
So,
I'll have to check that out. Keep inviting me to some of those chats. I've been also very busy, so I haven't made time for it, to be honest. I mean, I could probably. I haven't had time to do it, but I know, and I know you mentioned, we should do put it on Clubhouse. I'm like, I need to figure that out, and then I don't know if I need to figure that out.
We need to do Kelley and Colleen. We need to do Kelley and Colleen. Seriously.
It'll be, and we could do it specifically on the Clubhouse. It'd be fun, and then we can, we need to chat about that. I love that idea. That's so fun.
Well, let's make it Colleen and Kelley.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want Kelley and Colleen? I do like that. Kelley and Colleen. All right.
Colleen.
All right.
before K.
Right. That is true in the alphabet. You're right. I have my mom. She has a question. She says, "Is that the movie that John and I got to witness?" No, you don't know. No, that one was in Reading. This was a short film filmed in LA. So no, not that one. But okay, I should show my coffee mug. I do have to point out first though that I turned, it's a tea mug today, but I have 3 different tea bags in this tea mug. my mug. Isn't that just overkill? But I started out with this, and then I wanted to mix it, and then it just kept going throughout the day. So, but
I love.
yes, dare to believe. So I thought this was perfect for our conversation, just like believing in dreams and like just impossibles and just fun stories. I'm so excited to hear your stories. And this is also an organization, and I cannot remember where it's located, but they do a lot of like dream interpretation and like healing ministries through dreams and stuff like that. So I barely know about this ministry, but it's pretty incredible. And I love nighttime dreams. And I love daytime dreams. And I'm a fan of daring to believe. So.
Me too. That's a good one. I like it.
Well, I just want to open this time for you to just share. I would like to know actually like your story like more in depth. Like I know you like how did you get into like acting and your create all sorts of creatives. You also do classical fencing, you did modeling back in the day. So I just want to hear any story that you want to share. Just share it. I want to hear it.
Well, let's see. I can tell you, I started off in medicine, like studying medicine, and that's what my college degree.
Awesome.
was I'm from Ohio. I'm a Midwestern chick.
Yeah.
So are you. You're from Illinois? Indiana. I knew it. I forgot, but Indiana. I know it started with an I. But anyway, so I got my degree, and I was working at NASA for a little bit right after, and then our program got shut down, and then because of the government cut the funding for it, and I was modeling at the time. I was actually modeling all through college. I was dating a guy that was a bodybuilder, and he was getting put in all these magazines, and so I was a bathing suit model. I actually worked for this company called Hawaiian Tropic for many years. And I met my current employers while I was working on a charity event through that company. And I've been doing it for a really long time. The same company in New York, I do public relations for them. They moved me out here to California, and I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm leaving out a whole bunch of really good juicy stuff, just so they moved me out here, and now I started acting again. And that's one of the first projects that I worked on was the one that I met you. I was just getting my resume together, just getting things done. I think I might have had my first set of headshots done since I was in my 20s. But I used to do it a long time ago. I was like first Power Rangers. I was a pink Power Ranger before, and then it got sold and we all got fired.
Oh no.
And then I was Weekend at Bernie's and Baywatch and anything there was girls in bikinis, I was probably in it. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So here, and I'm working a lot. One of my current projects is I'm working on a feature film in Las Vegas that is a musical drama revolving around like the life and times of Neil Diamond.
Oh, wow.
Well, I get to fence in that because Neil Diamond was a fencer.
Oh my gosh.
So I actually got to bring a couple of my fencing people on board, which is so near and dear to my heart. It's like I feel like crying because of it. I also get to play a song on my violin. So I have a little practicing to do just to make sure.
Totally.
So I'm also, I was booked on a television show that it's films later in the year, in the fall, starts in the fall, because they don't want anything to do with COVID. They don't want to have about COVID protocol or anything. And that's, so I'm busy, and I have a table full of auditions, which the filming dates are starting to run together a little bit. So some of them I might not be able to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. But that's exciting that you have options. So great. It's so fun.
Yeah, but I'm working hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty. I mean, if you're not hustling right now, like the competition for each of the roles is tough. It's really tough.
Yeah.
So I want to be in my 20s trying to get a role right now because everybody's doing it. The competition is high.
It is high. I mean, it's definitely high. I feel like it's always high, honestly. Less right now because of COVID. But
No, yes, I think it's more right now because everybody from all over the world is sending their tapes.
Well, I mean, less job opportunities because there's film.
Oh yeah, less job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to deal with it adds 20% to your budget just to film during this time. And so if it's not like a big budget production, but somebody trying to get their independent out or, their TV show sold.
Yeah.
Nobody touch it.
Definitely. Hopefully that will shift very soon. It feels like it is.
Oh, it's already starting to shift. I'm getting offers. I'm filming. I actually did some stuff during COVID, real COVID heavy compliance though, with the testing and the plastic dividers in between you. It was pretty intense. It was a real thing to do, film during COVID. So,
that's cool. Yeah, I've actually had quite a bit of auditions lately, which has been amazing because I hadn't had them for a while. Now I'm having like at least one a week, if not more. And I just got a gig, I think we're filming. I film at my house, like for a commercial, so it'll be like on my phone. I think we're filming next week. They haven't decided. They're still working on some things, but it's like I was just like feeling really excited about that because I'm like, feels like breakthrough, and that sort of thing. But yeah, so it's just really fun. I'm like, oh, this is great. And I've been more consistent. Like I have an agent, but I also have been applying on my own for like smaller gigs because my agent have to do less than I think 1,000. He won't really apply, but I'm like, hey, I'll take 300 a day, 500 a day or less. It helps me, keep going in the auditioning. So I started doing that, and like to me, that's like hustling for me, and that side updating things. And it takes a lot of work for to be an actress because you literally are the product of anything like you. So I'm working on different reels, for singing, for hosting, for this and that. I'm like, oh, I need this. And so it is a lot of work. So
a lot of work.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah. No, you got to train. You have to train at like all the time. Like I have 3 classes a week that I'm still doing. Well, all of them are over Zoom. One's a study circle. One's a booking class, and one's like a comedy thing. Got booked. My show is a sitcom, and I'm like, probably should get a little training.
Yeah, the comedy.
Naturally, I think it's a natural thing where, I don't know, I think I'm more comedic than drama. So I've been getting a lot of comedy roles lately.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so it's, it's fun, but you got to train all the time. And sometimes you have to take those roles that are not as much money so that you can keep practicing, and you're helping out filmmakers. It's all about, helping out. Everybody needs to help each other right now. It can't all be about money,
No, I agree. So taking your comedy, what school?
Oh, it's with a private coach. Okay. Yeah, I need it really quick, and I can't wait for class all the time. So yeah, so it's sort of like, and it's hard. It's hard to like, when I do it without thinking about it, I'm fine. And then as soon as I have to think about it, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You got to come up with it like, sometimes my brain doesn't want to think as fast as it needs to.
I get that. Because are you doing improv in your private coaching? That's good. That's awesome.
Mostly improv right now.
Because I'm taking groundlings currently right now. So it's a twice a week, 3-hour. And I started taking it before the pandemic, and then it got, it ended after 3 classes. So I just started retaking it again, and I love it. But it is a lot of work.
You're funny to begin with. I mean, you were hysterical on set. I mean, we had so much fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, I think we were more funny behind the scenes than we were, right? We should have just like whole filming behind the scenes because I think you and I had more fun than anybody.
I think so too.
And some of the crazy things that they were doing on set was like,
and I think part of it is because we're both very positive and very just like helpful. And I felt like for you, like I was just thinking about this before we started, was I feel like you have a very high skill and you weren't judgmental at all, even from the beginning of like the chaos. Like, and it ended up turning really good, but you were never like, you were just very positive. You're like, I see such good potential in this director, and the way you handled that was so classy. And I was thinking about that before we started. I was like, you were just so classy in the whole process. And because, I mean, with film, you just never know what will go on, not because of the people necessarily, but things around it can happen. And I think I think that was great. I don't know if you did it on purpose or if that's your personality or you had it intentionally. You should, if you want to share any of that, you should totally share it. But I thought it was really powerful.
well, thank you. But it's helping somebody. He's an artist. He was an artist, helping somebody paint their picture. And who are we to judge what artists do, you know? And as long as they're not harming us in any way or making us do something dangerous or derogatory or, you know, something that's against our moral beliefs. I mean, we always have a right to say no. Right?
Yes.
Especially if it crosses us in some way. But I think that we were both trying to paint the picture as best as we could with him, you know, with the vision that he was trying to do and with as much enthusiasm as he had. And it was, you know, some days it's tougher than others, and it was long days, and, you know, and like I said, in the end, it's the relationships that you make, because Hollywood's all about relationships anyway.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. And you always learn something.
Yep, it's true. And I really hope that I know that when he had to edit it, it had to be short, so he like fast forward a lot of it, but I'm like, I hope that he actually edits it in real time, and I'd love to actually see how it, like, with everything streamed in one day. I don't know if he has done that. I haven't talked to him in a while, but yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. And it's true, it is very relational in Hollywood. I mean, why not? Like, people want to work with people they trust and have fun with. So that's why, you know, it's not because it's trying to offend anyone or be, you know, any negative thing. It's just like, it's fun to work with people you enjoy and know will get the work done. So
some days you're on set for a long period of time. Why would you want to put anybody on there that you don't get along with? Or there's a lot of great actors out there, you know, and if you're not trying your best and having fun, then why are you there?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's good. I want to. So what were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing.
I was gonna read some comments. We have a hi, Mark and Carla here. Hi, Mark and Carla. And then my friend Billy is watching, and he said, "That's great, helping each other." He said he loves the helping each other. And we have a couple people. Mick is on here. Just want to say hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Yay. So fun. Well, so also I want to talk about how you got involved with classical fencing. Like, is this something that you've done for a long time, or?
Forever.
Okay.
I mean, not formally forever. Not until I found this school did I do it formally. I mean, I grew up in a military family, and my dad is one of those guys that loves like old guns and swords. So I grew up, you know, swinging swords and shooting guns. You know, the powder guns, the ones that probably could have blown up in my face when I was a kid. But you know, I mean, that's what we did on the weekends. We went to these reenactment things with my dad, and it was like Daniel Boone, or I don't know what he would dress up like, some character. And
that's awesome.
I mean, the swords were always the most beautiful thing that was running around these camps. So I just learned how to use the sword with whatever teacher was available when I was a child. But then when I got older, I'm like, you know what? I really want to learn how to use these like properly. And I found a school. I found one of the best schools in the whole world, thank goodness, to teach me. I mean, they study the manuscripts from I wish I would have found it earlier.
Yeah.
I wish like in a kid, because it not only teaches you good swordsmanship, it teaches you about life. It's like life lessons mixed in with the sword, mixed in with the fencing. You know, how to treat others with respect. You know, the fencing is the art of defense, not, you know, chasing people down with swords, even though that sounds fun.
Yeah,
but
totally.
but it teaches you manners and discipline and camaraderie and all those things that, you know, are missing in today's society. So we're kind of and we're all over the world. The students from the school, it's the Martinez Academy in New York. We're everywhere. And we're like a bunch of old-fashioned people with our values and our, you know, our manners. So I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, and it's working really well, you know, with being an actor, because I mean, the movie I'm working on right now, I'm going to be fencing in it, and my maestro is going to be in it, so it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. I've never thought of, when you say it, it makes complete sense, but I never thought of fencing being something like that, teaching you manners and teaching you, you know, how to defend, but not in like an aggressive way, but more, I love that. It almost like, it feels like a very, so combat, almost like ballet. I think of ballet. I think ballet does like a similar thing, but different at the same time. Just kind of disciplines you, helps you to like be upright, and it's just kind of, it's dancing with a sword. It sounds like.
Yeah, no, a lot of the in the old days, a lot of the, even to these days, sword fighters take ballet. A lot of our moves come from ballet.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's something that it's translated. Just the training part is translated into music, into learning songs. You know, the discipline that it takes, the respect you have for others, and it disciplines into acting. I mean, it translates into acting. The discipline it takes to learn, you know, break down your script and learn your lines, and then show up on time. And you know, we do the same in fencing. It's just, you know, it teaches you not be afraid of the hard work, which I think is what you need these days, you know, especially in acting, any endeavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that
So,
makes me think also about like with acting, or like you said, any endeavor, it takes a lot of
yeah.
experience too. So hard work,
Oh
you
yeah.
have to keep doing it, even if you're not getting the results that you think that you should or you want to have, doesn't mean that you aren't doing a good job. So that discipline is
Right.
very, very good.
I mean, just like you're going to lose a bout in fencing, but you have the bout, and you're going to learn something just having the bout, and even training for the bout, which would be like similar to just having an audition. You get the audition, you have to train, you got to learn your lines, you have to write actions and emotions, and then you put it on. Well, nowadays it's for camera instead of, you know, live people, but it's the same. You're going to learn something in it. You're going to submit, whether you get the role or not. You did your best, you know. You just got to do your best in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be that 1%, you know, that pulls ahead. And
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
work
Yeah,
hard.
work hard and keep working.
Yeah.
I feel like I always bring up this quote, but I think of Harrison Ford. He has a quote that says, well, he tells a story. They're like, how did you like break in? And he said, well, I kept going, and eventually all my friends decided to quit and give up, and I was still doing it, and then I was there and ready, and they hired me. So it's just like, that makes me think of like, don't give up, you know, don't, even if like, just keep persevering, keep working hard. Like, it's, you know, and you do learn a lot. And even if, you know, someone decided to do acting and they worked hard and they get to a point, or any endeavor, it doesn't have to be acting, it can be anything. And they get to a point where they're like, you know, this isn't for me anymore. That you still learn so much from that whole process of whatever you are pursuing, whether it's acting, whether it's, you know, basketball is the first thing I thought of, or like, I want to be a chef, or I want to own this business. I feel like everything that we do and we do our best in, we're going to learn something. We're going to grow somehow. That it's not always about necessarily like how you thought you would see yourself. It's about doing the best that you can and just persevering. And yeah.
And you're never going to get there if you quit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. I mean, you just don't give up. And that's the best way not to get the part, is to give up give it up.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You have to keep going. And it's, life is about the doing anyway. And it's about the faith you have in yourself and everybody else outside, a higher good, if you want to call it. This is what life is about. It's about, loving your family and friends and doing your best and following your passions.
Yeah, it is. It's fun too that you said that, because I before I started applying like on my own online, I wasn't getting anything, and my agent wasn't. I had like one audition for my agent or whatever, and I was just processing with my husband, with Corey, and he finally was like, he's like, do you still apply online like you used to? And I was like, no, I haven't done it. I was like, I was doing it and then nothing was happening. He's like, I feel like you should start applying again. Like, I think that would be really important. And I knew this was true, he didn't have to tell me this, like, but he did, and it was like, oh, okay. I mean, you make a good point. And I know this is true. I just was like discouraged, just kind of fell in that, like, well, it's not happening that way. And so anyways, I did start applying, and then I started to get auditions, and it doesn't mean like, and that's okay if it didn't, but it was just cool to see that, oh, I'm stepping harder into this, and I'm making the choice to apply. Like you said, if you're not going to go for it, you're definitely not going to get it. So it's like, if I'm not going to get it,
right.
I'm not going to get it.
I have a commercial agent. I submit, I mean, everything I've gotten is from my own submission.
Yeah, that's good.
And I mean, I think I've gotten a few, auditions from my agent, but you have to be responsible for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't depend on anybody for your own career. You have to do it yourself. And they got your back. If you get the audition and you get it, they'll negotiate your salary or whatever you're going to get for it. But it's better to be in control of your own life, instead of let somebody else.
Yeah, yeah, because we're not a victim of our life. We're just not.
Oh, no.
We make choices, and we can make different choices. We can change our choices, but we can make a difference by choosing to make a difference. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, everything I've got, I've created myself. Yeah. I've done it all myself, so it's not impossible.
Yeah, that's right. Well, since we're on the subject of inspiration, I just want to ask you, so we've talked about like hard work and you've shared your story, but is there something like on your heart with just like dreaming big, believing in the impossible? Is there something that maybe you've gone through where you were discouraged in your dreams, but then suddenly you had that shift of like, you know what, I'm going to do this, or you know what, or an outside person encouraged you? Like, is there any type of inspiration that you want to share?
Well, yeah. Okay, so I used to be a bathing suit model. Among other things, I worked for Nike. I did a lot of just athletic. I'm not tall. I'm only 5'6", so to be a high fashion. I was always I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in my early 20s, and even though I've studied and I have a degree in college, I chose to like live off my looks, pretty much, not, make my money that way. And I kept thinking it's temporary, so I'll use my degree when this is, I'll get serious soon. I was one of those, wild 20-something-year-olds. And then I went, I'm also a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. So I went mountain biking with my friends and off a cliff. And busted open my head and messed up my face. So I have like this whole side of my head is metal. And I have lovely scars. So I gave it all up. I'm like, okay, you lose your friends because you're a model. And they're like, well, you're not going to be modeling anymore, So I went into the corporate world, and thank goodness I did, because I'm realizing that Hollywood, you need to have a business mind. You can't survive here without a business mind. You are your own business. So all of that corporate stuff I've been doing has been nothing but a positive for me. But when the company moved me out here to LA to work on a project that we have a big project going on. It's a motion capture project, actually. I'm like, let me just see if I can get back into acting at my later age, And I didn't think I could do it because scars on your face, the Hollywood's shallow, right? Hollywood's this, that.
Yeah.
But the good thing is Hollywood's becoming much more inclusive to, whether you have, you don't have an arm, or you have scars on your face, or you have something. Hollywood's, opening up a little bit, and I'm doing surprisingly well considering. So I always had a big dream to do something creative like this, and business, and do some musical stuff, and be a fencer. That's how this all started. It's like, you know what? I was almost dead. I was in the Cleveland Clinic for a whole year, getting, my life back. I did almost die, and you got to take your life in control. You have to, what do you want to do? And just go for it. Whether you become successful, it doesn't matter. It's the trying that's worth it. I'm having so much fun just like the doing part. Forget about, getting there. I'm like, what? And when I get there, what am I going to do? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it's the doing. It's actually, I'm having fun submitting and having fun trying and meeting all these different people like you. And like I'm meeting so many different people. I'm having fun in the doing part.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like the getting part, like, doesn't matter to me so much. I mean, yeah, it might be fun to get it. Then I'll be on to something else, like, what else can I go get?
Yeah.
But people take life so such. I just want to say, wake up, life is great, and you got to do whatever it is you want to do. Just try it. Yeah. If it doesn't work out, so what? Find something else. But you gotta, you know what? I almost didn't have it. I almost lost everything. So yeah. Every day is a gift to me.
Mm-hmm.
Very grateful.
Yeah, that's amazing. Honestly, I've never noticed your scars before, ever.
That's because you love me.
Whatever. I love you, but I literally have never noticed at all. So when you said that, I was like, what? Like, had no idea. But so that's amazing. That's a beautiful story. Like, it's cool to hear also how positive you are, and just like you going for business and how it's actually helped you now. And I totally agree with that 100%. Like, I think that if I feel the same way about acting. It literally is a business. Like, we're basically entrepreneurs of our own self, honestly. So I totally 100% am with you on that. And so,
like, I feel bad for some people that are out here. Like, I'm using some pretty heavy business knowledge to do stuff out here. Mm-hmm. I mean, just doing your taxes as an actor is not, you know what I mean? Yeah. But just the contacts, how to keep up with everybody, and the spreadsheets that you have to keep track of Hollywood. Like, I literally have Hollywood on a spreadsheet, and I'm thinking, I don't know how I would keep all this organized if it wasn't for my, all my years of business. And, the marketing that you have to do for yourself.
Yes.
I mean, some people let their agents do it, and maybe that's their business. They throw their business stuff onto their agents, and I'm thinking, well, no wonder they're not doing anything. You know, just like any business, you have to know, first how to market yourself, and then once you get it, then you have to know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. So
I want to ask you, oh, Billy has a question. And then Steph says, love that Hollywood on a spreadsheet. I love that too. I want to ask you about the spreadsheet, but before I do, my mom also said a very nice thing to both of us. She said, I see two beautiful women that will succeed in their dreams. You go, girls. She said that to us, which is sweet.
thanks, Mom.
Oh. And then, okay, so I'm going to ask the spreadsheet. Then after you tell that, I want to ask details of that. Then my friend Billy has a question. So spreadsheet. So I can guess what the spreadsheet looks like, but can you give us a little information on it? Like, do you have like a category of like casting directors, the film you're in, that kind of information?
I have the casting directors, the auditions they gave me. I have films that I've done, the directors. I mean, it kind of looks like a resume. It's all on Excel. And then I use, like email trackers. Like, you have to say thank you. If somebody does something for you, even give you an audition, you thank the casting director. It gives you, like if they give you a meeting, like with a manager or an agent, you thank them. And if they do something great for them, you send them a gift. It's not different than any other business. Just, you got to keep, it's like a constant, I use Constant Contact. I use MailChimp.
Okay, yeah.
To do the emails. So, I mean, it would be very difficult for somebody to keep up with that didn't know how to use these programs, because you forget. And you can write them down in a million notebooks and you'll never find the page again. And I'm sure that's what most actors do, because they're not using the tools that you would just use with any kind of business contact. Like, I'm in public relations. I have, all the people that I have to keep in contact with, their email addresses, their phone numbers, their physical addresses, if I have them, in case I have to send them a gift. You got to keep track of all this stuff, because Hollywood's big. It's big.
Yeah.
And it's a full-time job, just managing your people. Yep. And if you want to get anywhere, you're going to have people around you, your team. You got to have a team. You can't just sit back,
That's good. I love that, because I took a class and she talked about keeping track of all that, but she had this notebook, which I had, but it wasn't working for me. So now I'm like, I love the spreadsheet. I'm going to use that now. And also, I didn't think about, I think I forgot, I know she told us this, but about keeping track of those who give you auditions, even if you didn't get a call back, or if you did get a call back but didn't get it. But I love that. I'm totally going to take that. Thank you for sharing that wisdom. I hope everyone else who's acting or pursuing anything else, like, just do the same thing.
It's called human courtesy. Yeah. Thank you very much for the thing that you did for me. I'm very grateful. And I'm so grateful, because, especially during COVID, people are working a lot of people are working for nothing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're up late doing it.
Yeah, that's great.
It's important.
It is important. Okay, so Billy's question. And then Steph also says, I've been using Airtable to a similar type of
Airtable's good, yeah.
Got to get the mail service. Great tips. I have MailChimp. Wasn't using it for that, but that's great.
MailChimp is good for sending out, to keeping track, and then it pulls from your spreadsheet and sends out. You can even do newsletters.
Oh, that's great. Okay. These are such good tools. My friend Billy responded, said that spreadsheet is a great tool. My composing buddy does it and is able to remember, he put in quotations, to remember so many people. That's so great. And then Billy's question, he said, question, Kelley, how do you balance giving, collaborating, or let me re-say that. So how do you balance giving / collaborating versus knowing your limits / boundaries / value? And then he says, passion projects versus paid projects. When / how do you say yes and no?
Well, sometimes I don't always have the most healthy boundaries, because I'm one of those girls that tries to help everybody. However, you have to know your own values. You have to know what you stand for. And if somebody asked me to do a movie or a show, and it's going to benefit something that I believe in, like maybe a charity cause, and it's going to pay me less money than something that's, you know, somebody else's project or whatever, I'll go for the charity. You have to always stay in alignment with your values, and you do have to use that word no. You have to say, I'm booked, I can't do it. I'm, I'm going hiking that weekend, or, it's okay to say no.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do say yes, you really have to make sure you're there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to show up. You can't be like, don't be a flake. So you have to know yourself. You have to know what is too much for yourself so that you don't wear yourself thin. And then it's okay to say no.
Yes.
But when you say yes, be there.
That's good. It's like make your no
Yeah.
and make your yes a yes, which is really.
Yes, watch your calendar. Yeah. I mean, another thing, your calendar, put everything in there so that you don't overdo it. And you can always say, I'm sorry, I'm booked that weekend. Book out.
Yep. Yeah. That's good. So be honest is another thing. Just be honest.
Be honest.
And be honest.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Yes, especially with yourself on what you can handle.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna review his question, make sure. How do you? That's good. Yeah, I think you hit everything that he asked. Oh, I think because I know Billy, I'm gonna ask this question, and then Billy, if you want to add to your question, if you feel like you're still wondering something. But for example, what if maybe he's saying like, what if you're working on a passion project that you feel like is very important and you need to do it, but you maybe need to make some money. Do you keep following the passion project, or do you interrupt it to make money? I don't.
Well, listen, everybody needs money. Yeah. Can't survive. Yeah, no. Sometimes you have to stop your passion project with a promise to yourself that you'll pick it back up, and you got to go make your money. I mean, if there's no food in the refrigerator, there's no money in your bank account to pay your bills and pay your rent, you have to do that first. Passion comes second, but don't discount your passion. It's important too.
Mm-hmm. That's
priority. I mean, priorities. It's,
yeah.
You have to, but don't just take all paying jobs. No, I mean, it's gonna help if your efforts help somebody, you got to do it, even if it's just helping yourself. Yeah. You can do it for free. It's okay. But don't just do things for free for everybody, because that's not going against that's going against your, it, I don't know, maybe it is, but yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, I can't do everything for free. I need to get paid.
Yeah.
But I'll do things for free too, especially if it's in alignment with my beliefs and values. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, that's good. And I want to add to that, even like figuring out with the boundaries, like how much you need to make so that you can purposely be like, this is my goal, what I need for money, and then make time specifically, this is my goal for my passion project. That you aren't, so maybe there's a time you'll have to let go of that for a little bit, but maybe there's a time where you can spend like 15 minutes on it in the day, but just figuring out, being honest with yourself, what do I need right now, either money wise or whatever, and then see where in your schedule where you can work on that passion project.
Right. For example, when I get really busy, I can't play my violin every week. Like, sometimes it sits there for 2 weeks without me touching it. It's more of a passion thing. It's not like we're playing out or anything these days. So I pick it up when I can. I do it when I can, when I'm not overwhelmed. And you just have to know yourself and what you're capable of. It's not like I'm going to quit the violin because I don't have time this week, It's going to be there.
Yeah.
And that's,
That's good. So we have like 10 minutes left, but I wanted to tag on that. And then I want to give you time to say whatever you want to say. But with what you're saying, like you might have to put something away. So I want to ask you, with boundaries, you said you're super busy right now. So you're having to use your time very specifically, I'm sure. So how is that working for you? Like, is there whatever wisdom you want to share in that area. Like, is there a moment where you felt like, oh man, I'm a little bit burnt out, I need to like not work on anything at this certain time of the night, or any type of that sort of a boundary you've had to set in this season? Share it with us, give us some wisdom for when we get busy is basically what I want to hear. So
Yeah, no, well, for example, I have like 5 auditions sitting on the table. I may not get to all 5 of those. I'm going to pick the ones that are I'm a little more passionate about, and maybe some of them won't get done. And I'll put a little note to the director or producer, like, I'm sorry, I don't have time to do this one this week. If you have another project coming up in the future, please consider me. I mean, I do have, boundaries. I always try to do them though. I always try to do them, just if I can't. This is if I can't.
yes.
And I do. There are nights where I cut off. I'll say, okay, I'm just doing a whole day of just work, and I'm taking this day off. And one thing I've been having trouble doing is watching shows that people tell me to watch, because as an actor, you've got to, it's in the tone of this. Or if I'm auditioning for a show and I've never seen it before, of course you're going to watch it, because you have to know the tone of the show. You have to know the tone of this of whatever TV, like FX is different from Netflix, from this. You have to know getting into. So I'm having trouble finding time for that. But I always say, like, after 8 o'clock, stop your work and try to watch something that it always leads back to your work, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I try to wind down at night. I try not to go too late at night.
Yeah.
But when I have to, I'll work my butt off. I'm not afraid of work.
Yeah, that's good. I love that. I love the 8 o'clock, because that's been my thing lately, is like 8 o'clock I stop. So I start at like 8 a.m. and I end at 8 p.m., which is a lot. It's 12 hours, but it's what I need right now, because I've been busy too. But the 8 p.m. has been nice, it's nice to have a goal when you can stop. And, we watch like a show. We're watching for the first time The Office, which is hilarious. People are like shocked that we haven't seen The Office. I know. We're on season 4, I think now. Yeah, we're on season 4. But we were fans of Parks and Rec, my husband and I. And so we didn't quite get into The Office at first, but now we like love it. We're obsessed. And it's great for comedy. And I'm working on a film where it's totally similar, like feel, like mockumentary, like interview, that sort of thing. So it's like perfect for the evening, and just, I love comedy. So, but I love the 8 o'clock. I love, it's something basically I'm saying, I love that you have found what works for you. So to encourage people to find what works for you, but have found
for you.
And
everybody's different. But then there are those weeks, when we get a project or we're on a movie, be willing to work as hard as it takes. Even if it's for a week or a month, don't be afraid of the work. Maybe push your boundaries a little bit during that time, and then come back to your routine later. You'll never regret, putting in that extra time with other people. Never. I never.
That's good. That's
yeah.
Good. So Billy says, wow, Colleen, how much you need to make. Oh, that's cool. And Kelley, scheduling your own stuff too. Great tools, thanks. And he says, passionate, hardworking actors like you, Kelley, make collaboration so fun. Thank you. It's true. Like, when you have someone working hard, and what Kelley's saying, like wanting to do the long hours to support the vision, you just feel so supported. It is a team effort. And I think a lot of energy happens when you have that team effort too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you can't be afraid of the hard work, because that's where the good stuff happens, It's okay to have self-care and take it easy when things are easy, but then when you do it, don't be afraid. Do it.
That's good. Well, we have about 6 minutes left, Kelley. So is there anything else that you wanted to share, or you have something on your heart, or any more like crazy fun stories, experiences you had? Is there any funny experiences you want to share? It could be literally anything. So
oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I'm getting ready to go to Vegas for my project. I work every day. I think I live in my sweats during the day, and I can't get, I'm like, got my computer running, my phone going. I'm on Clubhouse, my new addiction. I know it's terrible. You know, so I mean, I'm starting to date again.
Yay! Okay. Ooh. Is that going? I don't know how much you want to share.
Not sure I'm live.
What'd you say?
I said I do have some good stories, but I'm not sharing them live. They're funny.
That's awesome. Well, you'll have to share them with me at some point if you want to. Oh my, that's awesome. Well, that's exciting. Yay! Has that been successful or just interesting so far? Very vague question.
No, I mean, you know, it's more like meeting friends out. You couldn't do anything during COVID, right? But now people are getting vaccinated and things are opening up a little and people are figured out how to work around it. But you know, so it's like you're coming out of hibernation, you know, it's kind of fun getting back out. I've lived here for almost 2 years and I haven't really gotten out yet.
Wow. Yeah.
Except for what? Except for work because of COVID, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to like explore LA a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. It's so fun to see like I'm just like picturing us in the car or when we went to the cafe too and you drove me to my car and
oh, you your funny glasses on.
Oh my,
that you had
with my unicorn glasses.
Yeah, your unicorn glasses.
I love unicorns actually. It's perfect. But it's just fun to see you like going from there and just like talking about acting and talking about your business and just to see you from that point to now and just see how far you've gone just in 2 years. And it's just incredible to see that you're pursuing a passion again. And I'm just so happy because I know that I think you were processing and deciding what you're doing. You were like, I'm just kind of dabbling, just kind of doing some smaller things just for fun. That's what I remember. And now you've got these new opportunities opening up to you.
Oh, I met you. I've been like 2 television shows and, you know, 2 series regulars. And, oh yeah, no, I've been busy. I'm like, well, maybe it's not dabbling anymore. Yeah. But my other stuff, I mean, I get up, I'm still on, you know, a little bit on New York hours. I still get my emails out for my business, for the PR stuff. And I still have my fencers come over every Sunday and they fence in my cell. They're all actors, so they're COVID, you know, everybody's, you know, tested and it's like open. We do Saber outside and so that's fun. And I play my fiddle over Zoom and I mean,
great.
Yeah.
You're doing things you love and you're working hard and you're keeping busy in a positive way, it sounds like.
And I play with my dog.
That's nice.
I got my dog.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. I want to read some more comments. See if there's any more questions. Paul Rutherford says, "Good you can get out a bit now, Kelley. Really enjoying your chat. You go, girls." I'm assuming you know Paul. And then my mom says, she said, "Because you go the mile," because she believes we're gonna get there because we go the mile. And then she said, "Thank you, Kelley. I'd love to meet." I can't read. "Thank you, Kelley. I can read." That's right. Okay. "I'd love to be with you and Colleen sometime in powwow." That would be awesome. I would love.
Come over.
Yeah. She lives in Indiana, so when they come and eventually here, then we'll come over. That would be awesome.
I would love for you guys to come over. I'm one of those people that throws parties everyone, you know, not during COVID, but when things, I will throw a few parties at my house, Perfect. You know, Hollywood parties. And I would love to meet your mom and your husband.
Yes, I know. We still need to meet him. I know. I would love to. I know you've been telling me, come over, and it just hasn't ever. That was like right before things closed up, and I was doing groundlings in person, and you were literally like, or in Corey, groundlings a little bit further from where you live. You're closer to UCB, right? In that area.
I'm in Los Feliz, so maybe like there is a thing down the street I might check out.
Yeah. Cool.
You know, it's a lot. I see some interesting people come out, so I'm like, that looks like fun.
That's awesome. Well, cool. So, John. Okay, John says hopefully he'll be here in September. My mom and my stepdad might be coming in September, so.
Well, I think we're safe in September. They can just come over.
Okay.
We'll all be vaccinated.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. If we're getting vaccinated, if not, you're wearing a mask.
That's awesome. Well, cool. Oh my goodness. Well, my Instagram video just stopped. I haven't had that happen in a while. Usually it counts down for me, the live video, but it must be angry with me. I'm just kidding. But I better close out. I'm so glad we got to hang out, Kelley, and that you got to hear all this stuff. And I'm totally going to take up the tools that you mentioned. And just thank you so much for being on Coffee with Colleen. I'm just so grateful to like hang out with you. It's been nice.
Thanks. You too, sweetheart.
You have a good trip and in Vegas, and many fun and blessings and joyfulness to you. And I'm excited to hear more about it later. Bye. And thanks everyone for joining.
Yay!
Next one will happen. And yeah. And see you all next time. Bye. And I'm still on, and there it is. Bye everyone.